Good morning, dears, and welcome to Super Coaching for UPSC by Textbook. And today we meet here to discuss one of the very important topic of Indian economy that is related to current affairs, and that is multidimensional poverty, and that means the NITI Aayog. NITI Aayog have published a discussion paper on multidimensional poverty index, and as per the claims of NITI Aayog that in 9 years, in last 9 years, there is 24 lakh, 24.82 lakh crore, 24.82 crore people has escaped multidimensional poverty in India. So that's why it is very important. So let's start our today's session. So as I always do that today's topic is related to current affair because the report was published by the NITI Aayog, and as per that report it was claimed by NITI Aayog that in last 9 years 24.82 crore people has escaped from the multidimensional poverty in India. So that's why it is very important from UPSC point of view. So let me tell you that in what manner we are going to discuss this session, or we are going to proceed with this session. So when we talk about that in what manner we are going to proceed, first we will discuss that why it is in news. I already told that it is in news because there is discussion paper of NITI Aayog, and which claimed that there is 24.82 crore people have escaped from multidimensional poverty index in India. And then we will discuss that what is multidimensional poverty index. Then we will discuss that what is the national multidimensional poverty index, which is prepared by NITI Aayog. After that we will discuss that MPI, that multidimensional poverty index parameters and methodology, that how it is measured. And if you people will allow me, I will discuss in very detail that how it is being prepared and how they are being calculated. What are the dimensions? Not only dimensions, rather how it is being prepared. Okay, so that means so that there should be concept clarity. Not only this, we will also discuss that what are the discussion paper and key highlights of the report. We will discuss the key highlights of the report. So let's start our session. So when we talk about, as I said, that why it is in the news, we already discussed that that as per the claims of NITI Aayog, 24.82 crore people has escaped from the multidimensional poverty in last 9 years. Just last 9 years, 24.82 crore people. Okay, so what is national? Okay, national multidimensional poverty index is being prepared by NITI Aayog, okay, for measuring the multidimensional. Now let me define that what is the meaning of multidimensional poverty. Let me define that what is the meaning of multidimensional poverty. That means multidimensional poverty defines the deprivation of a household, from basic amenities, deprivation of a particular household or a particular country or a group of country or a group of households from the basic amenities. Okay, so that means as per the multidimensional poverty, that means income should not only be the criteria, for measuring the poverty. Rather, there should be various measures or various aspects of deprivation in order to measure that poverty. Okay, and in case of India, or in case of that means a multi poverty index, there is that means three measures. Okay, three components. One is the there is three components. One is health, other is education, and other is standard of living. Okay, let me summarize once again what I want to say, that as per the multidimensional poverty index is being published by UNDP and Oxford for the Poverty and Human Development Initiative. That multi-poverty index is being published by UNDP and Oxford Study for Poverty and Human Development Initiative. So that means, and now that means from 2021, the NITI Aayog has also started publishing a national multidimensional index. Okay, in case of India, so this is the first publication. This is the first publication in 2021. So what is going to be, from last year we have started again. That means NITI Aayog has also started, and in that respect NITI Aayog has taken 3 criteria for, that means, measuring the multi-dimensional poverty. That means there should be deprivation from 3 components. That should be health component, there should be education component, and there should be standard of living component. If any household or any group of household or any citizen or a group of citizen are deprived from 3 components, that is health, education and standard of living, they are considered to be multidimensionally poor. They are considered to be multidimensionally poor. Okay. So now we are going to that means focus that how it is being measured and what are the things. Okay. So try to understand the things, that as I said, that although multidimensional poverty index is being released by UNDP along with Oxford Institute on Poverty and Human Development Initiative. But that means NITI Aayog, from last year NITI Aayog has also started to publish a multidimensional poverty index in respect to India. So when NITI Aayog has started to publish a report on multidimensional poverty in case of India, they have taken the three that means components to measure the multidimensional poverty, and those 3 measures are health, education and standard of living, and all the 3 components are given equal weightage. That means since there are 3 weightages, 3 components, and all 3 are given equal weightage, so that means all 3, that means health component weightage is going to be 1/3, and education component is going to be weightage is going to be 1/3, and standard of living weightage is going to be 1/3. So in order to measure multidimensional poverty in case of India, 3 components were taken into consideration and all were given equal weightage. And that's why health is given 1/3 weightage, and education is also given 1/3 weightage, and standard of living is also given 1/3 weightage. Okay. Now what is going to be? There is dimensions on the basis of which we are going to measure that whether any particular household is deprived from the health facility or not, whether there is any household which is being deprived from the education, there is sub-dimensions or dimensions of health. Okay. Similarly, there is dimensions of standard of living. Okay. So that means, let me tell you that the multidimensional poverty index is being measured on 3 components, and these 3 components are being subdivided into various sub-dimensions, and those various sub-dimensions are for the health we have taken nutrition and child and adolescent mortality and mental health. For health we have taken three components. One is nutrition, other is child and adolescent mortality, other is mental health. Okay. Whereas for the education we have taken two sub-dimensions. One is year of schooling, other is school attendance. Similarly, for standard of living we have taken seven sub-dimensions, and those 7 sub-dimensions are cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, housing, electricity, assets and bank accounts. Okay. So I am going to revise once again because it is very important. So that's why it should be, that means their components as well as subcomponents should be on our fingertips. Okay. So let me, That means the multidimensional poverty index is being measured on 3 components, and those 3 components are health, education and standard of living. And since that's why they were given equal weightage, one third, one third, one third. But these components are being further subdivided under subcomponents. So health is being subdivided and on the basis of nutrition level, on the basis of adolescent and child mortality, and on the basis of mental health. Similarly, education is further being subdivided under the 2 categories. One is years of schooling and other is years of schooling and other is school attendance. Similarly, the standard of living is being subdivided under 7 categories. That is, one is fuel, what type of fuel, cooking fuel the household is using, and the second is sanitation, whether the household has the SS, that means open defecation or not, okay, that whether they have the toilet facility or not. Third thing, they are going to have the safe drinking water, whether the household has the access to the safe drinking water or not. Third thing, they are going to have that whether the household has the housing or not, whether household has pakka makan or kacha makan. Similarly, then that means they are going to have the aspect whether the household has the access to the electricity or not. Similarly, they have the whether the household has the assets or not. Assets means means of communication. That means of communication may be transport, that means of communication for transport as well as means of communication for radio, TV, etc. And not only this, whether the household has lands or some that means whatever it may be. So they have fixed the criteria, and that is nothing but our household assets. Then other aspect they also take into consideration, that is banking account, whether the household has the banking account or not. Okay, so that means these are the 7 sub criteria on the basis of living standard is being measured. If any household is not having the access to these seven sub criteria, they are considered to be multidimensionally poor on the basis of living standard. Similarly, any household which do not have the access to this 2 criteria, that is years of schooling and school attendance, that household will be considered as educationally that means multidimensionally poor. Similarly, the household do not have the access to this nutrition and child adolescence and maternity, they will be considered as poor in terms of health facility. Okay, so this is the criteria. So that means if household is deprived from these 12, components, okay, which is under the 3 categories, those household is considered to be poor. Okay, so that is the meaning of. Okay, so let me tell you that in what manner we are going to. Let me tell you that how we measure the whether the particular household is poor or not, how we calculate. So we are going to discuss all this. Okay, that means it is not about the data, it is about the concept. So that's why I am discussing that how the NITI Aayog measures whether any household is poor or not, on the what is that criteria. So as I said that let me tell you that there is 3 components. One is health, other is education, and other is standard of living, and all are having the equal weightage. Since health has the 3 sub dimensions, and on these 3 dimensions, it is not that all the dimensions are going to have the equal weightage. In the health, nutrition has the more weightage in comparison to child and adolescent mortality and maternal health. Be very clear. That means that on broader terms, the health is being divided in 2 categories. Okay, one is nutrition, other is child and adolescent and maternal mortality. Since 1/3 is being divided under two category, that is nothing but nutrition. So that means 1/3 is being divided in two. So the nutrition is going to have 1/6 weightage, whereas child, adolescent and mortality is going to have the 1/12 weightage, and the maternal health is going to have the 1/12 weightage. Similarly, this education facility, that component of education, has the two aspects, and both have the equal weightage. In case of health, that there were three components, but three components were having the various that means varying weightage. Okay, nutrition was having more weightage in comparison to other. Nutrition was equal to other two. That's why nutrition was given 1/6 weightage, whereas child, adolescent and maternal is given 1/12 weightage, whereas nutrition is given 1/6 weightage. Whereas in case of education, all two aspects are given equal weightage. So that's why that year of schooling is also going to have the 1/6 weightage. Similarly, school attendance is also going to have 1/6 weightage. Whereas when we talk about the standard of living, that means since there are 7 sub-dimensions, or all the dimensions were given equal weightage, that's why all the dimensions are going to have 1/21 weightage. That means cooking fuel is going to have 1/21 weightage. Similarly, sanitation is going to have 1/21 weightage. Similarly, drinking water is going to have 1/21 weightage. Housing is going to have 1/21 weightage. Electricity is going to have 1/21. Similarly, all the aspects are going to have 1/21. Now, we are going to focus that how the NITI Aayog measures this. Okay, what is the criteria? For that, NITI Aayog fixed the threshold. Okay, for nutrition, that to get the data, the NITI Aayog or National Family Health Survey, that officers of National Family Health Survey fix the that means a threshold limit. That means they are going to measure that nutrition on the basis of malnutrition. Suppose that means in any family, if anyone, they were going to give 0 and 1. That means they are going to give weightage 0 or 1. So that means if any family, suppose A is the family, B is the family, C is the family. Okay, so that means if in family A, no one is having the nutrition, okay, malnutrition, no one is suffering from malnutrition, so they are going to give 0 as a, that means they are going to give the number 0. Whereas any household which has the malnutrition, people suffering from malnutrition, they are going to give 1 value as 1. Okay, similarly, so that means I just want to say that for giving the values for this, to get the data for this, that means they were talking about deprivation. Suppose deprivation, let me make it that they were talking about deprivation. Okay, and other is they were talking about deprivation score. How they were calculated, don't worry, I will explain. Score, deprivation score. Although it is not important for you people's exam, they are not going to ask that how the deprivation is calculated or deprivation score is calculated, but it is very, very important to have the concept clarity that how it is being measured. So that's why I am discussing all these things. So suppose there is 3 families A, B, C. Okay, that means they are going to be measured on the basis of nutrition on all these aspects. So what is going to be, suppose that means the nutrition is going to be measured on the basis of malnutrition. If any family has the people suffering from malnutrition, they are going to give the value 1. If no one is going to face the malnutrition, they are going to give the value 0. Okay, similarly, that means if any individual in any family, any child is that passed away before the age of 5 years, they are going to give the value 1. And if in any family no child is passed away before the age of 5 years, they are going to give the value 0. Similarly, mental health. In case of mental health, okay, suppose we are going to talk about the 3 families, okay, and we are going to take, suppose in family A that no one is facing the malnutrition, problem of malnutrition, so they are going to give 0. Okay, suppose B, there is malnutrition, in C there is no malnutrition. Child, in child mortality we talk about, suppose there is in A there is 1, 0 and 1. Similarly, on the basis of this there is that means in health, mental health, in family A there is no mental health, in the here there is no, in here there is. Okay, similarly, year of schooling, suppose in a year of schooling, that means in the meaning that for how much years in particular family the pupils have access for the schooling. Okay, so that means in this that means suppose they have not given go to the school, so they are going to give 0. So that means, let me make it again, because the thing is it is not going to be that suppose we are going to talk about the deprivation, and we are going to talk about the deprivation score. For that there is need to have the deprivation score. Okay, there is going to be deprivation score. So that means nutrition, we are going to compare A, B, C, 3 families on the basis of these 7 or 6 or 7 dimensions. Okay, 12 dimensions. So that means suppose in family A there is no one is malnutritious, so that means we are going to give the value 0. Suppose in family B the people are suffering from malnutrition, so we are going to give the value 1. Okay, whereas in family C there is also no one is suffering from malnutrition, so we are going to give 0. Similarly, when we talk about that means on the basis of child adolescent mortality, that in family A, suppose someone is died before the age of 5 years, so that means we are going to give the value 1. Okay, that means in B, suppose no one is that means died before the age of 5 years, so we are going to give the value 0. Similarly, in C also that means child died before the age of 5 years. Similarly, in mental health, when we talk about the family A, no one died, that means no one is suffering from mental health, so we are going to give the value 0. Similarly, when we talk about the family B or the household B, that means people were suffering from mental health, so we are going to give the value 1. And in C also the people were suffering from the mental health, that's why we are going to give 1. Okay, this is a hypothetical, we are talking hypothetical. Suppose in years of schooling, that means we talk about the education, that when we talk about the years of schooling, that means in family A, suppose the pupils do not have the access to the years of schooling, that means they do not have the access to education, so we are going to give them the value 1. When they are going, suppose in family B, they have the access to the years of schooling, that's why we are going to give them 1. Similarly, when we talk about the C, suppose they also do not have the access to schooling, so we are going to give 1. Okay, similarly, school attendance, suppose family A do not have school attendance, they have, family B have, and they do not have. Okay, similarly, when we talk about the cooking fuel, okay, suppose that in family A, that means all the family there, that means suppose in family A, B have the cooking fuel, that means they were not using the dirty fuel. Dirty fuel means cow ducks or cow ducks and other traditional source of cooking. Okay, rather they have the access to the stove and they have the access to the cylinders. Okay, CNG. Okay, so that means that's why in family A we are going to give the value 0. And suppose in family B they do not have the access to the cooking fuel, so that's why we are going to give the value 1. Similarly, in family C, that means they have the access, that's why we are going to give. When we talk about the suppose the sanitation, in family A they do not have the access to the open defecation, that's why we are going to give them value A. That means they do not have the toilet. Okay, so we are going to give them value 1. Suppose in family B they have the SS, so we are going to give them value 0. Similarly, when we talk about the C, they do not have the SS to the that means a toilet, that's why we are going to give them 0 value 1. Okay, suppose for drinking water all have the SS, so we are going to give them 0. When we talk about the housing, suppose that means all have the pakka house, so we are going to give value 0. When we talk about electricity, suppose that family A do not have the access to electricity, and suppose this family B have the access to the electricity, and this family do not have the access to the electricity, that's why they do not have the access to the assets, so that's why we are going to give the value 1. And they have the assets, so we are going to give the value 0. And they do not have, so that's why we are going to give them value. Now, when we talk about the bank account, suppose all have the bank account, so because of the Jan Dhan Aadhar, okay, so Jan Dhan Yojana. So now, what is going to be? This is deprivation. That how the family A is deprived from health facility, how the family B is deprived from health facility, how family C is deprived from the health facility. If they have the access to the sub dimensions, we are going to give them 0. If they do not have the access to the sub dimensions of health, we are going to give them the value 1. Okay, now there is need to have the value to give the deprivation score. How we are going to give them the deprivation score? That means we are going to replace this value with the weightage value. So that means since that means A is having the assets, so that's why they are going to have the, that means this is going to 0. Similarly, since we do not have the access to the nutrition, they are suffering malnutrition, and malnutrition has the weightage 1/6. That's why for B we are going to give the value 1/6. Similarly, that C has the access to the malnutrition, no one is suffering from nutrition, so we are going to give them value 0. When we talk about the child mortality, that means the A in the family of A, that means family A, the people there is child mortality, and child mortality has the weightage of 1/12. That's why we are going to give the value of 1/12. That's in family B, there no one is child adolescent or mortality, so we are going to give the value 0. Similarly, in C we are going to give the value 1/12. Okay, now I am going to, similarly when we talk about the mental health, no one is in A, has the mental patient in A, so that's why we are going to give the value 0. When we talk about the B, that means there is, so we are going to give them the value 1/12. When we talk about the C, they have, so we are going to give them 1/12. Okay, now when we talk about the years of schooling, that means it is going to give 1/6, since it is 1, and they have the weightage of 1/6, and they do not have, so 0, and they have that, that's why this is 1/6. Similarly, when we talk about the sanitation, it is going to have the 6, 1/6. It is going to have 1/6. This is going to be 0, and it is going to be 1/6. When it talks about the cooking fuel, that it is 0, and they do not have access, so that's why it is going to be 1/21. And when they do not cooking fuel, this also do not have, so that's why it is going to be 0. Okay, now when we talk about the that is 1/21, let me give you the value now. This is 0, and this is 1/21. Okay, and now when we talk about this is 0, this is, so this is about the health, this is about the education, and this is going to be about the standard of living. So let me calculate standard of living 0. This is 1/21. This is 0. This is 121. 0. 121. This is 0. 0 and 0. And this is housing. Each and everybody has the house because of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak, that Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So that means housing. This is 1. So that's why it is going to be 1/21. It is going to be 0, and it is going to be 1/21. Similarly, 1/21, 0, 1/21, and this is going to be 0, 0, 0. So what is going to be the score of A, what is going to be the score of B, and what is going to be score of C? Let me calculate score of A. Score of A is going to be 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6. Okay, so what is going to be? This is going to be that is 1 upon 12, that is 21 plus, let me rub it. First we will calculate that what is going to be the deprivation score for A. Deprivation score for A, how we can calculate deprivation score for A? This is going to be 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 21 plus 0 plus 1 upon 21 plus 1 upon 21. So what is going to be? The ratio is going to be 21. This is 21 plus, the ratio is going not 21, rather it is going to be, what is going to be? This is going to be 2 into 3 into 7. So 84. The ratio is going to be 84. So this is going to be, let me, it is becoming little tricky, but I just want to make sure that you people must be aware. So that's why this is going to be 7 plus 14 plus 14 plus, this is going to be 4 plus 4 plus 4. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 4 plus 4. So it is going to be 29 upon 84. Similarly, I just want to clear that how we calculate this. That's why I am doing all these efforts. Okay. So what I want to say, that we first we calculate the deprivation, then we calculate the deprivation score, and when this is going to be on the basis of deprivation score, we are going to calculate we are going to calculate whether the country is deprived from the basic amenities on multidimensional or not. If the country or the particular family is deprived on the basis of multidimensional, then that country or that family is considered to be multidimensional. That country is considered to be multidimensional. Okay. So this is about that how we calculate. Now when we proceed further, when we proceed further, that we are going to discuss the report, detail of the report. So when we talk about the detail of the report, it is not too much important. Okay, this is simply a factual. So that means they want to say that they in 2013-14, that multidimensional poverty was 29.17%. In 2022-23, it has reduced to 11.28%. That means there is reduction of 17.89%. In absolute terms, the multidimensional poverty has reduced 17.89%. Multidimensional poverty has reduced 17.89%. Okay. So that means in the percentage terms, it has reduced to 17.89% in just 9 years, from 2013-14 to 2012-13. In just 9 years, it has reduced to 17.89%. And in absolute terms, that means when we talk about the figures, it has reduced to 24.82 crore people. Okay. So that means 24.82 crore people has escaped from the multidimensional poverty index. And when we talk about the percentage, it is 17.89%. It is 17.89%. So this is about the overall. When we talk about the state wise, that means UP has done the performed best. After that it is Bihar, and after that it is Madhya Pradesh, after that it is Rajasthan. So I just want to say that UP has performed best. So in a UP, that 5.94 crore people have escaped from the multidimensional poverty. In Bihar, 3.77 crore people has escaped from poverty, and after that it is Madhya Pradesh, and after that it is Rajasthan. Okay, so that means in UP, just 9 years, 5 crore people, or almost 6 crore, 5.94 crore people have escaped from the multidimensional poverty. Okay, when we talk about that why it is happened, so that means they are saying that because of the these development programs, that because of for nutrition they are running Poshan Abhiyan and Anemia Mukt Bharat. They are running Poshan Abhiyan and Anemia Mukt Bharat. Because of that, there is improvement in the health facility. There is improvement in the health facility, and for that for the that access to food. Okay, that for the food, that the pupils are having the access for food for the nutrition, and that we have the targeted public distribution system, and we have the national food security. We have National Food Security Act. That's why people have the access to the nutritious food, and we have discussed all these things. Okay, now when we talk about the that recent decisions of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, this is also a nutritious, okay, for the nutrition. And for cooking food, government is running Ujjwala Yojana and Swachh Bharat Mission, and through which the open defecation is taken care, and Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay, similarly, these are the, and Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It is instrumental for the opening the bank accounts, and PM Awas Yojana. That these are the initiative of the government through which the government try to eradicate the multidimensional poverty from India. So this is about the today's session, and let me tell you, let me summarize the things. The thing is that NITI Aayog published a discussion paper on the multidimensional poverty, and in that paper, NITI Aayog claimed that in just 9 years, 24.82 crore pupils has escaped from the multidimensional poverty. So we try to understand that what is the meaning of multidimensional poverty. So that means multidimensional poverty refers to that deprivation of household or the pupil or the country from basic amenities. So those basic amenities should not be on the basis of income only. That means poverty should not be measured on the basis of deprivation from income only, but poverty should also be measured on the basis of the deprivation from basic amenities, and those deprivation from basic amenities should be on the basis of health facility, should be on the basis of education facility, should be on the basis of deprivation from the standard of living. Okay, in that regard, the NITI Aayog has prepared a report, and for the multidimensional poverty index. In that report, they took 3 components, and those 3 components are health, again health, education, and standard of living, and all the 3 components are given equal weightage. All the 3 components are given equal weightage, and that's why that means health is given 1/3 weightage, education is given 1/3 weightage, and standard of living is given 1/3 weightage. But this these that means components are further divided into under subcomponents. So the health is subdivided into into subcomponents, that is nutrition level, that is child and adolescent mortality, and third is mental health. So that means there was not equal weightage for all 3 components, rather nutrition was having the more weightage in comparison to other 2. Okay, since health itself has 1/3 components and nutrition is equal to the other 2, that's why nutrition is going to have 1/6 weightage, whereas the access to that means child mortality and adolescent uh, mortality is going to have 1/12 weightage, whereas mental health is also going to have 1/12 weightage. Similarly, when we talk about the education, education itself has 1/3 weightage, and they have two aspects, that is years of schooling, and other is years of schooling and school attendance. So years of schooling and schooling of attendance, there are two components. That's why each is governed 1/6 weightage. Similarly, the standard of living is that means subdivided under 7 components, and those 7 components are cooking fuel. Those 7 components are cooking fuel, that is sanitation, that is safe drinking water, electricity, housing, assets, and other is bank account. Since there are 7 components and living standard has 1/3 weightage, that's why each component has 1/21 weightage. Okay. Now that means in order to calculate that which family or which household is deprived from the poverty, multidimensional poverty, whether they are deprived or not, they are in the multidimensional poverty or not, that means that National Family Health Survey do the door-to-door survey, and on the basis of that they decide the threshold. And on the basis of that threshold they give the value 0 or 1. 0 or 1, that means if suppose for the nutrition they are taking nutrition, for the health they are taking nutrition, and for the nutrition they are taking malnutrition. So if any family is having the malnutritious person, they are going to give the value 1. Okay. If a family do not have a malnutritious person, they are going to give the value 0. Okay. Similarly, that adolescent, they are going to give the value 0 or they are going to give the value 1. Okay. On the basis of that, we calculate that whether the family is in the multidimensional poverty or not. Okay. And not only this is nothing but poverty ratio or head count ratio. But this is that means head count ratio or poverty ratio do not just tells the extent of poverty. It does not gives the intensity of poverty. And in order to calculate the intensity of poverty, we proceed one step further, and that is nothing but weightage average of the deprivation score. Okay, that is nothing. Okay, leave it. Okay, that is nothing but weightage average of the deprivation score. So that gives the intensity of poverty. Okay, and multidimensional poverty index is nothing. Multidimensional poverty index is nothing but multidimensional poverty index is nothing but H into A. That H is nothing but head count ratio. Head count ratio, that is poverty ratio. Poverty ratio, and this A is nothing but intensity of ratio. Intensity of ratio. So this is about the multidimensional poverty. Now when we talk about the reports, now we are going to discuss the report. And when we talk about the report, we can say that overall, when we talk about the overall report, we can say that in just 9 years, there is reduction of 17.89%. 17.89% population has escaped from the multidimensional poverty. In absolute terms, it is 24.82 crore. Okay, and when we talk about the state wise, it is UP is the best performer. That means UP, in just 9 years, 5 crore, almost 6 crore, 5.94 crore people has escaped from the multidimensional poverty. After that, it is Bihar, in which 3.77 crore people have escaped from multidimensional poverty. After it is Madhya Pradesh. Okay, when we talk about the what are the efforts through which it has been that means achieved, that means it is Poshan Abhiyan, which is run by the government. That means the schemes of the government. This is as per the claims of the NITI Aayog, it is because of the schemes of the government this we have able to achieve it. That is Poshan Abhiyan, Anemia Mukt Bharat. Other is food security. For the food security, we are running targeted public distribution system and National Food Security Act. And not only this, that Prime Minister is also running Prime Minister Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Not only this, there is Ujjwala Yojana, through which that CNG cylinder is distributed. Not only this, there is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and there is Jal Jeevan Mission, through which we got the access to the safe drinking water. And at the same time, for the bank accounts, there is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, and for the housing, there is PM Awas Yojana. So all these schemes has contributed to reduce the poverty 17.89% in just 9 years, and to escape 24.82 crore people from the poverty in just 9 years. So this is all about our today's session. Thank you very much, dears. Thanks you. If there is any doubt, let me know. If there is any doubt, let me know. We stop here. Thank you. If there is any doubt, let me know. Otherwise, we stop here.